Okay, I'm ready. How many of you guys have ever run into a friend and found the conversation typically going like this? Hi, how are you? And he or she responds with good, followed by a list of all the things they need to complete and what's stressing them out currently. Not to say that stress isn't a bad thing or can't be healthy, but I typically find these conversations making me question the well-being of Stanford students. Constantly worried and concerned that people aren't taking the time to take care of themselves. These conversations also remind me of the Stanford Duck Syndrome. This idea that everyone is calm and good above the surface, but below the surface are struggling, frantically paddling to stay afloat and manage all the things they have going on in their life. Stanford too saw this and was concerned, and in 2006 launched a program to study the moods and well-beings of Stanford students. What they found was concerning. 32% of students experienced high levels of stress that were labeled unhealthy. 23% were experiencing depression, and 12% contemplated suicide. Scary. In response to these troubling statistics, Stanford launched a program to increase their wellness programs here at Stanford. They did three things. They added 4 classes on happiness and wellness, hired more trained physical physicians, and launched iThrive, an online resource for wellness and happiness. Now, all of these are great steps towards improving wellness at Stanford, but I'll argue that they're not enough. For one, these programs and opportunities are not well advertised enough that people aren't aware that they exist. If you don't know something exists, you can't benefit from them. Secondly, people who are overwhelmed are not going to take the time to go to a program or in a class that adds to their feeling of overwhelmedness. Third, 4 classes doesn't reach the whole student body when they're limited in the amount of people that can enroll in them. And then fourth, finally, and most importantly, these are band-aid solutions to a greater cultural issue. Stanford, in creating this wellness program, was also aware of this, stating, beyond what we can currently do, a shift in cultural norms and expectations is needed. I couldn't agree more. Thus, my next step in my research project will be to look into what we need to do, particularly in earlier ages, to cultivate a cultural shift in the mindset of how we define success and value health and well-being. Thank you.
Thank you. So by now, I think we have a pretty good handle on the sort of vocabulary, of critique as far as these